Welcome Sadhguruji. It gives me immense pleasure on behalf of the entire IIT Kanpur community to welcome you here. Thank you so much for taking your time out coming here. Ever since the campus has received news of your arrival, we've received thousands of questions. We've been flooded with questions, and we've spent quite some time deciding on selecting questions which cover the most ground. To begin with, so there have been the Save the Soil volunteers. We've seen them around campus for the past few days. We just saw an incredible video of the entire campaign. And the fact that you're traveling 30,000 kilometers on the motorcycle across continents, through European winters, through Middle Eastern summers, I imagine it must be quite strenuous. I saw this video where there are people surrounding you and they're trying to touch your feet, and risky as well. So the question that came up was, in this era where there are avenues for mobilizing the youth through social media, through the internet, what is the significance of you physically taking a motorcycle, taking this risk, and riding 30,000 kilometers?
Namaskaram. Well, last 30 years I've been talking about soil in its variety of ways. I've spoken to ministries, heads of state, various responsible people, youth. Everybody says, Sadhguru, this is fantastic, Sadhguru, this is great what you're saying, what you're doing, and then they go to sleep. So, I've been looking at what to do to wake up these people, because they are capable of sleeping through a war. Yes. Because especially in India, since 1947, whatever wars have happened, because of the efficiency of our forces, wars have remained only on the borders. But I've been talking to many people, they believe wars are fought only on borders. No, war is kept at the border because of the efficiency of our forces. If they are not good, it will be here in Kanpur. Hello? So, people have become like this, they are able to sleep through just about anything. Is sleep a crime? Hello? Is sleep a crime? No. Sleep is not crime, but if you sleep through your life, you will be a disaster, and disasters are worse than crimes usually. Crime affects a few people, disaster wipes out civilizations. So right now we are facing that kind of a disaster, a possible disaster, if we don't do the right things. And if we walk into it, many of us will not walk out of it, for sure. So it's extremely important that we mitigate the disaster, we turn back before we enter that disastrous space. So as I said, 30 years I've been talking about it, demonstrating it in so many ways with large-scale projects. All you get is silly questions. Even now, you're talking about 30,000 kilometers. How much carbon monoxide does your vehicle produce? This is a question they get. And they're going in the tuk-tuk auto rickshaw that produces 8 to 10 times more carbon dioxide than my motorcycle, which is Euro 6. All right. I'm saying this is the kind of silly conversations that will go on. So I thought I had to do something to wake them up. Can I walk 30,000 kilometers? I will die for sure. If I cycle, most probably I'll die. Motorcycle, I could die, but I didn't. I could have. Then they don't understand. The people are even talking about, you're riding a luxurious motorcycle. The idiot has no idea what is two wheels. There is no luxury on a motorcycle. It's back-breaking, all right? But they think it is luxurious motorcycle like this. Why I'm saying this is, I'm not concerned about these things, but unfortunately, this is the level of understanding people have. How do you wake them up? So if I drive a car, they won't wake up. If I fly around, they won't wake up. So I thought motorcycle is dangerous enough, it could kill me, but it didn't. So it's okay. So I had to choose that kind of a means which is dangerous, Because I don't hold any office, I'm not a minister, I'm not a chief minister, I'm not a prime minister, I don't wear any military uniform or anything to have any kind of authority over anybody. The only thing is millions of people, they love and respect the hold for me. I thought I will challenge that by risking my life. Because I put my life out there and they saw videos where it could be really risky, they haven't seen everything, it'll come out slowly because people have no time to edit, they've been just simply shooting things. When they see that, they will realize that this was not a joke, this was not some joyride. This event right now in IIT Kanpur is my 532nd event from March 21st. I want you to imagine how many hours of work that is. When I'm riding, almost all the time, I'm talking to media, interviews, social media, influencers, all kinds of things. And when you're talking a serious subject and riding, trying to get to the next event all the time is not a joyride and it's terribly risky. So, the idea of risking my life was, at least that should wake them up, and fortunately it has. Till today, over 2.5 billion people have spoken about soil since 21st of March, which has never happened in the history of this world. It's not happened, 2.5 billion people talking about soil. When I started in London, the day before I started, a lady journalist was interviewing me and said, "Sadhguru, why soil? Who will ever support you? Why are you choosing something so unromantic? At least fix the sky, you know. Do something, not soil. Who will ever be inspired by soil?" Well, people have been inspired by soil and 2.5 billion people have responded, 74 nations are on board, remaining nations are all looking at the policy. And in India, we have signed MOUs with all the states that we have passed through, Gujarat, Rajasthan, UP, and of course with the Prime Minister, the central government is moving in that direction. So right now, I have no doubt that the world will move in this direction. Right now, the concern is only the pace. At what pace will they move? So for the pace, this is why we're still continuing the journey. To keep the pace up, all of you should keep your voices up. If you keep your voices up, then the governments will put some gas into it, otherwise it will, it will stall down here and there. So we need to keep the pace up, but at least we have shifted the direction. Otherwise, I want you to know this, in the last 2.5 years, I've been talking to various agricultural ministries. 85% of the nations on the planet still address soil as an inert substance, not as a living system. But now this one thing has happened with the COP15 when I addressed this, that now nations are beginning to recognize soil as the largest living system, not just on this planet, in the known universe. This is the largest living system. Phenomenal things are happening beneath your feet. Who you and me are is a consequence of what is happening in the first 15 to 18 inches, not just because of the food that we eat, even in evolutionary terms, it is so. Just to put this in context, according to scientists, they predict somewhere around 1 billion years ago, for the first time, one smart algae or a fungi discovered how to cook their food by using the perpetual energy of the sun. Once that phenomena started, today we call that phenomena as photosynthesis, once that started, only then the oxygen content in the atmosphere started improving. Before photosynthesis, the oxygen level in the atmosphere was a shade over 1%. Today it is 21%. You and me are alive because of that. You and me happened because of that. Complex life on this planet happened because of the increase in oxygen content in the atmosphere. So, our very existence here, our evolution here has happened only because of what is happening in the first 15 to 18 inches of topsoil. And unfortunately, we have come to a place where nearly 50% of the topsoil is gone. If there is no human footprint on the planet, if there are no human beings at all, then it would take 600 to 800 years to form 1 inch of topsoil. But with the human footprint, with the level of activity we are performing right now, 1 inch of topsoil would take 13,000 years to form. Should we not take care of this?